I have a couple angry comments I got to get to soon. I'll get to later on in the show. But for folks to be on TV, national TV, for folks to be on national TV speaking about someone that somebody else loves, somebody else that has been responsible for creating jobs, is responsible for doing something right, for them to have to sit back and listen to that over and over again, that's what lost Harris the election right there, because you leaned into that. You didn't make the responsible decision to say, hey, look, we're not going to get into the name calling. We're not going to get into calling them Hitler and fascism. We're not going to get to that. We're going to be about Harris's policy, and we're going to show people why Harris is actually qualified. That was not the strategy, at least not the strategy that played out throughout the 90 days or whatever it was that she was running, right? Instead, what she tried to do, let's keep it all the way factual. Let's keep it 100% honest. What did she try to do? She tried to bring out a bunch of washed up celebrities. She tried to bring out Beyonce and, Usher, and then she even brought back Obama and Michelle Obama, a bunch of people that were like, I don't want to call them has-beens, but they were celebrities, and they were talking about the middle class and talking about doing stuff for the people when they're rich. These are billionaires. These are people that have massive amounts of following, money. I mean, just F you money. That's what they got. And you're going to come here and talk to them about middle class and helping out small businesses and being in support of small businesses or grocery prices and how they're too high, when the people that you have endorsing you, they can't relate to that stuff. They cannot relate at all to that stuff. All right. And I'm going to transition in a second to what I think. So basically here, reacting to the election and giving my thoughts on what Harris did wrong and what Trump did right, what ultimately won Trump the election and what kind of lost Harris the election. But as it was coming out and I was listening to it all night. I'm an early riser, so I was up 4:00 in the morning listening to a lot of I think they declared the victory around that time. I run every morning. I'm up at that time every morning doing what I got to do, regardless of who's in office. I'm going to be having the same routine every single morning. But I remember as it started to come out and the truth started to, it became inevitable, right? And you get even the folks like the TV networks that are really left focused, the folks that are on TV who have endorsed Harris, who have done everything to try to put this lady in office, have done everything to try to push this bad Trump, push all the Trump hoaxes and all that. I remember as they were kind of reflecting on it and they were seeing it in real time, a lot of them were going back to Kamala Harris's appearance on The View. All right. And Sunny Holston and all of those ladies who are on The View, again, for the record, I have not watched the full episode of The View. I can't take it. I could probably only go about 15 seconds before I talk. It's some of the most ridiculous stuff that they actually say on that show. So, but anyway, I saw the clip and I saw the clip in which they were referring to. Basically, when they said, when Harris went on The View and Sunny Holston asked her if there's anything that she would do different when she's in office that Biden did, her answer was genuine. Her answer was authentic. Her answer was natural. It was the first time people really saw her without like a prepared answer, without a talking point, without, word salading and, getting to, saying a bunch of stuff without actually answering the question. It was the first time we saw that. Sunny Holston goes, is there anything you would do differently than Joe Biden? Her response, very slowly, she paused and gave herself plenty of time to think about it. She goes, nothing that actually comes to mind. Ding, 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 ding. That lost her the election. Sunny Holston said, is there anything you would do differently? There's nothing that comes to mind. Boom! Lost right there. Okay. Here's why she lost that, because it completely contradicts everything you're talking about in terms of a new way forward. Your whole strategy, new form of leadership, I bring a new form of leadership, all of this. And you are on record giving a natural answer. This wasn't prepared. This was a natural answer on a show that was set up for you to win. On a show, if they had their choice, they would have you. They would have had you won every state. They wouldn't have gave Trump anything. And you gave that answer on a show that was favorable to you, and that ultimately cost you. And so I like that's just my opinion. That's what Harris had working against her. And as you can see, it was not necessarily as much about her as much as it was about her party. But I did find right before I started recording this, I did find this clip because I wanted to hear from people who other black ladies, other minorities, and the people who were on the left who were hoping that she won. I was curious to hear their reaction, and this one kind of caught my attention because I think she nailed it. I'm not even sure what the lady's name is, but she nailed it in terms of what she said, and I agree with this. So I'll play this clip, and then we'll get on to what Trump actually did right, and then I'll get into some of the. Actually, no. Before I'll play you this clip, and then I'll get on to. Let's see what happened. Yeah. Play this clip. I'll get on to what Trump did right, and then we'll get to one of some angry comments out there that I got because I did publicly come out and endorse Trump, and then I'll close out with just how you should be taking the whole thing in general. So watch this and really pay attention to what she says because this is actually very valuable.
Presidency.
I am so disappointed and really insulted. I'm a Howard alum, and that she didn't have the decency to walk out and say something to her, to her university, make a comment to the United States. Things were not looking well for her. It wasn't completely over, but short of a miracle, we knew which way this was going. And that she didn't have some grace. I mean, it shows us how classless she actually is, a sore loser. And even though it's painful for her, for the Democrats, I think America might be relieved at recognizing and realizing they don't have to put up with this any longer. And if this is what they were walking into, maybe it's better that it gets, cut at the nip right now.
Well, she's such a poor candidate, Barbara.
This isn't my words. This is her. This is their lane. That's her lane. All right, that's her lane. You just said it. Black lady went to Howard. This is her lane. All right, that's the truth. I thought that was a honest answer because you had the support. You were there at Howard. You could have easily. I'm not sure if she's given, but you could have easily gave the guy a call. Could have easily came out, made a statement to your people, the people that supported you. Yeah, you may have lost this, but there's another 4 years. It's not the end of the world. You can show some class, show some grace, shake the man's hand, do something that's going to make it so the young girls, the young students, the young people that are looking up to you can say, look, even in a loss, it may be a day that comes where I don't get the result I want,